Dear friend, the Lord Jesus loves you. Yes, he loves you, and he wants you to also love him back. Thank you for finding time to watch this video. Do well to share it as well. Today, we are not going to treat any particular topic, but I'm going to read to you a letter that we have received from the Metropolitan Archbishop of Accra, Most Reverend John Bonaventure KWOFIE. And it's in connection with the resumption of public worship in the Archdiocese of Accra. As those of you who are Ghanaians will know, there was a ban on social gatherings, for which reason we were not allowed or able to meet physically in church to worship. But then the government has eased the restrictions a little. And so it means that we can now come to church physically to worship, but certainly under certain conditions. So in response to that, many dioceses have come out with their own letters addressed to the clergy and the people of that particular diocese. And for us in the Catholic Archdiocese of Accra, on 3rd June 2020, we received a letter, a circular, addressed to priests, religious, and lay faithful of the Archdiocese of Accra. And I would like to read that letter to you. Dearly beloved, resumption of public worship in the Archdiocese of Accra. Peace be with you. Introduction. On Sunday, 31st May 2020, the President of the Republic announced the easing of some of the imposed restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He indicated that church services could resume on Sunday, 7th June 2020, with a congregation of 25% in attendance, with a maximum of 100 congregants. The registering of names and contact details of worshippers at any given service, among others. As a follow-up to this announcement, the Priest Council met on Monday, 1st June, to discuss the implications of these measures on our pastoral work. This meeting was enriched by a document submitted by the Catholic Health Professionals Guild. I thank our health professionals whose suggestions have largely been adopted in writing this letter. I wish to emphasize from the outset that even though churches are permitted to congregate with not more than 100 people from Sunday, 7th June 2020, no parish or church in the Archdiocese is obliged to implement this unless the requisite logistics that guarantee a safe opening and operation have been put in place. In deciding on this, parish priests are to work with their parish councils, bearing in mind that the safety and well-being of parishioners override all other considerations. Now, matters needing immediate attention. Number 1, fumigation and disinfection of churches. Pastors, together with their parish councils, are to ensure that churches and their surroundings are fumigated. This exercise is to be done before any church is opened for public use. We are also required to disinfect the churches after each use. 2, parish COVID-19 team. Each parish or church is to immediately establish a COVID-19 team to guide, advise, and accompany parishioners throughout the pandemic period. The team should comprise medical experts and persons with some technical knowledge to help in handling the pandemic. They are to work with the parish priest to ensure adherence to the safety measures. Now, general considerations. In addition to implementing government's directives on health and safety protocols, such as provision of hand washing facilities, hand sanitizers, digital thermometers, observing social distancing, wearing of face masks, etc., the following are to be observed. I, parishioners who assist in counting collections should take necessary precautions, including wearing of gloves, face masks, and using sanitizers as and when required. II, designated entrances and exits should be marked where feasible. III, observe social distancing measures at times for offertory, collection, communion, and other activities that may involve physical contact, and also in the seating arrangements by marking pews. IV, baptisms, marriages, burial masses, and other church gatherings must be performed following current public health norms regarding social distancing and hygiene. V, for Sunday masses, there will be 1 hour duration between one mass and the other to allow the disinfection of pews and chairs before the next mass. Each mass is to last not more than 1 hour. VI, Sunday school children's services are suspended during this period. Now, targeted recommendations. I, in the case of concelebration, the main celebrant uses the principal chalice. Other chalices should be provided for concelebrating priests who will communicate by intinction. II, there shall be a maximum of 5 choristers and 2 altar servers, if need be, at Mass. III, face mask shall be used by all in the church at all times. IV, priests shall wash their hands or use sanitizers before going to distribute Holy Communion. Communion for the faithful shall be received only in the hand. V, liturgical robes for choristers, lectors, ushers, and altar service are not to be used during this time. VI, microphones should be disinfected after each use. Conclusion. For pastoral reasons, I grant permission for priests to offer anticipatory masses on Saturday evenings where needed. Also, each priest has my permission to celebrate 2 masses on weekdays and 3 masses on Sundays. Confer Canon 905. And Canon 905, we have already discussed it. I've made a video on it. So if you want to know more about Canon 905, kindly visit my YouTube channel and then look at the video on how many times a priest can celebrate Mass in a day. And I've explained that over there. I continue with my reading. Masses can be celebrated concurrently in the church, at the grotto, or in the parish hall at any given time. I entreat pastors to ensure that places outside the church where the Eucharist will be celebrated has the proper decorum and reverence. Lastly, I encourage parishes to continue with the online streaming of holy masses and catechesis for the homebound and those who, for some other reasons, are unable to congregate physically. In addition, the telecasting of holy masses will continue. While thanking you for your sustained efforts in the past months during this pandemic, I encourage you to earnestly pray for the end to the COVID-19 pandemic so that we return to our regular liturgical life. May Mary, the Mother of the afflicted, intercede for us. Signed, Most Reverend John Bonaventure KWOFIE, Metropolitan Archbishop of Accra and Apostolic Administrator of Segendi Takoradi Diocese. So, my dear friend, this is a circular from our Archbishop, which I have read to you. Maybe you may be busy doing something, you may not have the time to read. So even as you are doing something, you can be listening to it also. So if, as usual, if you have enjoyed this video, why don't you share it with your friends and then invite them to visit my YouTube channel and subscribe to it so that we shall keep informing ourselves of Catholic teachings and things that pertain to us as Catholics. I wish you joy and peace. Thank you.